Yo, we're live. Um, so today, I'm gonna work on some exponential moving average algorithms. So I actually was making a mistake in my calculations in the previous streams, and I was using instead of when I was doing my smoothing algorithm for my trade line. So not my trade line, but my smoothing of the data to get less of a um, uh, less swings in the stock. I was trading with the value of that average, not the actual stock value at that point. And so now my results are much more reasonable, I would say. So like with Bitcoin, I ran a bunch of Monte Carlo simulations, and like my best one was like a smoothing with 28 and a cumulative moving average of 280, and that made me so that went from 1,000 to 1,600 in 6 months. So yeah, it's the one thing I want to do is I want to figure out to basically like if I were to just buy and hold during that time period, like is that like what would have happened? Because um, you don't want to just trade algorithmically just because if it makes more sense to just buy and hold assets, that's what you would do. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna work on, and I'm just trying to get a simple um, exponential moving average calculation. Um, so this says you have to compute the simple moving average, calculate the multiplier for weighting the EMA, and then calculate the EMA. So the simple moving average is n minus period sum over n, where n is the number of days in a given period. The period sum is the sum of the stock closing prices in that period. That doesn't make any sense, because if the stock price is more than the value, then it's going to be negative. Yeah, I'm thinking it's just over n, not yeah. Yeah, it's just the sum of the price over the number of days. Yeah, so it's just the average. So it actually is the cumulative moving average that I've been doing. So actually, I can use my cumulative moving average results in my exponential moving average. So you use your exponential moving average, and then to calculate your multiplier, you do your time period, so like whatever this n is, and then plus 1. So that's pretty easy. And then EMA equals the price of today times K, which is our weighted multiplier, plus the exponential moving average of yesterday times 1 minus K. Okay, that makes sense. And then I guess the thing for me though is like, how do you, I'm not seeing how to like calculate, like obviously you're calculating today's EMA, but like how do you calculate yesterday's EMA? So the first value is the SMA, so that makes sense. And then you move on from there, it seems. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's work on that. So my Monte Carlo. Smoothing. Is there anything else I need? The time period is just going to be the number of data points I give it. So there's an SMA smoothing, and then there's a CMA or EMA smoothing. Maybe I'll do that. I'll start with that for now. So So if I do like a, actually I can just kind of like copy this. So I'll have this sum, and then there's current. So like this is what the current this will be the SMA smoothing. And then so current is this initial EMA value. And so to calculate the next days, so actually I want of 1 to SMA smoothing. So I kind of want like a previous EMA because that I'm going to need that. My garbage is coming. So once I have a previous EMA, then I'll use that for sure. So it is going to be a bit of a recursive algorithm because I'm going to call the EMA over and over again. So this will be if if previous EMA is null, then that's when I'm gonna do this, because then it means that I didn't have an exponential moving average. But else, I'll just do EMA. No. I'll keep it sum. And I'll put sum out here. And I'll also put current out here. But current is just going to be the SMA. And then previous EMA equals SMA. There. Else, do nothing, because I already have the previous EMA. Okay. So, gotcha. So now I have my previous EMA. And now I should be able to do today's closing price. Or I guess in my case, I'm going to do the open price minus the previous day's EMA. So the previous time period's EMA. Smoothing constant as a decimal. And the smoothing constant is 2 over the number of time periods. So I'll say, smooth equals. So this smoothing constant is actually just going to be based on the number of time periods. So I don't need. So smoothing is going to be 2 over. And it's going to be prices dot length plus 1. So that's my smoothing percentage. And so now let smooth equal that, let EMA equal so today's closing price, which is going to be prices 0 dot open, and I think it's just going to be prices 0. Yeah. Minus. Oh, and I'm going to need a somewhat global I'm going to call it let EMA buffer equal this. So EMA buffer dot am I going to push it? How do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to push it. Okay, so I'm going to push it into that buffer. So if the previous EMA is null, then I'm going to clear that array. And then so smoothing, okay, previous day's EMA, so it's going to be EMA buffer minus 1. Oh, it's going to be dot length. Minus 1 times the smoothing constant. Smooth. Plus this. Apparently that's what's going to be. Okay, so that's my EMA. So that's the EMA for today. And then I'll push EMA. Oh. I guess I don't really need, do I need that buffer? I mean, I want that buffer just because, yeah, I mean, here I could use previous EMA or, yeah, actually, let me use previous EMA because it just looks better. Okay. Cool. It doesn't really make sense to me, but I guess we can run through some examples. And so I'm going to want to return let's see. So that already has a smoothing built into it. Interesting. So I'm actually gonna do this. So I don't need the cumulative. That's what I don't need. Okay. So I do need this though, where some current and previous. Okay. This smoothing is going to be the SMA smoothing. And so now I'm going to take the EMA and say if, yeah. So now instead of average, I'm going to do this. So anytime there's average, is going to be, well, I guess I can leave those as average, but this is going to be EMA. EMA, EMA. There we go. Oh, and then these are going to be EMA. So, when I call this, so now if I just comment this out, I say if EMA buffer length greater than 0, then this is going to be EMA action. So it's EMA averages. So this isn't going to be averages, it's going to be smoothing. Well, I guess I can just whatever, that's fine. So I have previous EMA and SAS smoothing. Okay. So then this is going to be EMA buffer -1 and so this one's actually going to be this one's going to be not the smoothing. It's going to be the it's going to be the whole thing. All of the prices I give it. So it's const price of prices. And this is going to be prices.length. Yeah. Because that's going to be well, I guess it's cumulative moving average, but it's an SMA for all of the prices up to that point, because it's based on how many prices I'm giving it. So yeah, I guess we'll see how this actually pans out. I'd be interested to see so if it's greater than 0, so if it is 0, it's the same thing, just this is going to be null. Cool. And then this is all going to be EMA action. So I should probably actually let me cut this stuff out and let me put this back here. And then I'll just comment this whole block out. think it goes to there. Oh, it goes all the way to here. And then I'll put it back up here. So there's a buffer. The buffer I'm keeping. And then I'll have this buys and sells. I need a different, yeah. So I'll need like a CMA buys and CMA sells. And then this is going to be CMA buys. CMA sells. I think that's the only place I use those. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Cool. And then let me like copy this. Paste it here and I'll uncomment it. And this is going to be buffer, but then this is going to be EMA action. EMA action, and this is going to be and then I'm going to have to make a I guess I can make this down here since this is the buffers, and then click this, EMA trades and EMA buys and EMA sells. So this is going to be EMA current. Where is this defined? Oh. So there's going to be an EMA current, stock and portfolio. EMA, and then I've got EMA buys, EMA sells, EMA trades. Where is CMA trades? So it's just here. Okay. So EMA. So I'll take this and I'll copy it and I'll paste it up here. I'll comment it out because that's the CMA. So now I'm going to do EMA trades, EMA, ending value, EMA. So actually I'm going to not do this, and I'm going to console log the current value. And that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to run it and see what even happens. So it should be node Monte Carlo, sum equals 0, 45. Sum has already been declared. Oops. Sum equals 0 because I'm reusing sum. Smoothing is not defined at EMA 37. There we go. As you can see, it's consistently losing value. But one thing that I'm doing is my smoothing factor. So what am I doing? I did 17. So let me do some 10, and I'll do by 3 to 35. So this is going to be like 100 to 500. And I'll increment by like 50 or something like that. I'll do this by 5 because that's going to be a lot. Okay. This will give me a rough ballpark as to what's going on. But what I'll do is, instead of doing for each, I'll just do like Bitcoin a couple times. Symbols 0. Okay, let's just do Bitcoin a bunch of times. So this is a smoothing of 10 and a EMA of 100. And you know what? I'm going to do not 6 months. Maybe I'll do 3 months just to make it go a little faster. Interesting. So right now I'm not storing any of this data. I'm just kind of cranking through it to see how it does. I think it would be nice to plot this out just to like, well, what's actually nice is I can run this and then I can kind of plot it out and see how. But I mean, it seems like it's working fine. It's actually working really well. So I think this will be good to work against. I think I calculated everything right. So, of course, as we know in the past, I haven't calculated everything right. So, am I even still live? I haven't even been looking at the live stream. Yep, looks good. So yeah, I'm just kind of letting this run, just kind of ballparking some of these different ones. And it seems like 1600 is probably the most that I've seen. But yeah, it would be good to see these plotted out on a chart and see how they would perform. Ooh, that one was good. So that would have been 30 and 500. Cool. I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna run with this and see. I think I'm gonna keep this as averages, but then I'm gonna put after the symbol I'm gonna put like a EMA just to make it a little bit unique. So I'll set this back to 6 months. It'd be interesting to see what Bitcoin even looked like back then. So let me see here. BTC price. I guess I could just go to Coinbase Pro. Okay, so book Bitcoin. Bitcoin USD. And we want oops. I guess I could just do my thing here. So I'll do the last 3 months. So 9/2020 to Jan 1. And it's going to be BTC. Should be NPM start. And then I should be able to go here. Because basically, you know, if the stock only like if Bitcoin doubled during that time, and if I bought and then held, like obviously that's not as good of a strategy to do the exponential moving average. Yeah, so like if I bought during that time period and just held, it would have 3x my money. So if I just put in $1,000 on October 2nd, and I think that's kind of the thing that I'm seeing with some of this stuff is, you know, is there an advantage to doing all this algorithmic trading if just buying and holding is actually a better strategy? And maybe it's because, one second. You know, if there's no real advantage to, you know, doing this type of thing over time, then that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll do it, and then we'll just see what the data says. So, and I think what I'll do is I'll console log not the current value, but maybe the ending value. Yeah. Symbol is not defined. All right. Symbol is not defined. Where? 301. Should be. It's ticker, I guess. I think what I'll do is I'll make a new folder called SMA, and I'll put all of these in there. And then I'll make, so this will be EMA. And then this will be symbol. So I'll just undo what I did before because it worked fine. Symbol, and then this is going to be EMA. And then this is still going to be S. Okay. That's good. That'll be fine. Okay. Symbol is not defined at 356. Let's see if that works. Oops. Delete. Move to trash. This is going to be slash. There. Cool. Okay. Uh-oh. Why is it not incrementing? Oh. Oops. Sorry. Oh, it was actually working, but maybe it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Okay. Get rid of these again. Okay. Now it should go through each one and do the exponential moving average. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm off for today. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, stream wasn't too boring, but hey, we got an EMA up and running. I still have no idea how it looks. Probably should have looked at it before I started doing this, but it would have been a bunch of work to do that. Yeah, I think it's working. But yeah, I'll let you guys know how the results go tomorrow, Monday. Yeah, today's Friday, so I'll let you know how it goes Monday. Catch you later.